That's it. I examined and tested the pistol mentioned in 7.1 and found the pistol mentioned in 7.1 functions normally without any obvious defects. Ammunition used for test purposes were marked 369 TC3 to 369 TC10 on the cartridge cases and 369 TB3 to 369 TB10 on the bullet, and were fired in the pistol mentioned in 7.1.
Kwathi ke ngase ngibuyela khona ke ehhovisi ngase ngihlola ke futhi ngitesta ke ipistol leyo ke eshiwo noma ke ekhulunywe ngayo ku 7.1 ngathola ukuthi ipistol leyo ke ekhulunywe ngayo ku 7.1 isebenza kahle ayina inkinga akukho nje okubonakalayo ukuthi inenkinga ukuthi inhlamvu ezasetshenziswa ke ukuthi kutestwe ngazo zama kwake u369 TC3 ukuyofika ke ku369 TC10 kuwona amagobolondo noma ke ama cartridge cases kubese kuba u369 TB3 no 369 TB10 kuzona inhlamvu nokuthi ke zadutshulwa ke kuyona ke ipistol le ekhulunywa ngayo ku 7.1.
This pistol mentioned in 7.1 is now the exhibit before court.
That's correct, my lord.
Exhibit 2 before court.
Futhi ke le pistol ekhulunywa ngayo ku 7.1 iyona ke le ephambi kwenkantolo khona manje.
And as far as the test bullets are concerned, you mentioned that you marked them 369 TB3 up to 10. What was before that?
My lord, I fired additional tests in this, and I fired different types of ammunition. I fired the CMJ. I used 2 from the box that I've received, and I used 2 from the box which we have from NGA ammunition, of which is the same CMJ, and I used 2 from Sailor and Pelot, which is also the CMJ, and I used 2 from PMP. Then I used the PMP was the full metal jacket that I've tested. So I fired 8 different tests inside, and my test will start from TB or TC3 and TB2, because warrant officer rule officers fired TC1 and TC2. So I continued from where warrant officer rule officer finished.
Uma test ke engawenza ke ngasebenzisa ke inhlamvu ezahlukeneke kwibox le ephambi kwecourt ke eblue ngasebenzisa eziwu2 sine box esinayo ke officeini ngasebenzisa eziwu2 nezinye ke oPMM nayo ke ngasebenzisa kuyona ke engayisebenzisa ke ezahlukene zaba u8 mina ngase ngiqala ke kuyena ke uTB TC3 ngoba ke urule officer wayenze uTC1 no TC2 ngase ngiqhubeka ke mina ukusuka lapho.
The reason why I fired also the full metal jacket from PMP, what I did is to confirm that this is the correct firearm. The previous tests were full metal jacket fired by a warrant officer rule officer. So I also fired full metal jacket. I compared the 2 tests first, the test that I fired on the full metal jacket and the test fired by a warrant officer rule officer, compared them first, and I could get a matching, which confirmed that this is the correct firearm that was examined by warrant officer rule officer.
Ukubheka ke ukuthi isona isibhamu ekuyisona lesi noma lesi ke esatestwa uyena warrant officer rule officer ngasebenzisa ke nami ke full metal jacket le awayisebenzisile ke ukubheka ke ukuthi kuzoba khona yini ukufana impela ke ngathola ke ukuthi kuyafana ke lokho ama results aphumayo khona lapho kwanginikeza isiqiniseko ukuthi impela isona lesi esasitestwa uyena urule officer.
And after confirming that this is the right firearm, I started comparing the test that I have fired with the exhibit bullet from the crime scene.
Uma sengitholile ke isiqiniseko sokuthi impela ke isona lesibhamu lesi esasitestwe uyena urolose ngase ngenza ke ama test ke manje sengiqhathanisa ke nayo ke inhlamvu eyatholakala kwindawo yesigameko.
Right, on paragraph 9 said I examined the fired bullets mentioned in 3.1 and 8.2. Compare the individual and class characteristic marking transferred to them by firearm components during the firing process using a comparison microscope, and found there is sufficient class and individual characteristic markings present on both exhibit and test bullets mentioned in paragraph 3.1 and 8.2, which indicate that the bullet mentioned in 3.1 was fired in the pistol mentioned in 7.1.
Ngathi ke uma sengihlola ke inhlamvu lezo ke ezayidutshuliwe ekhulunywa ngazo ku paragraph 3.1 kanye naye u8.2 ngase ngiqhathanisa ke ngathola ukuthi impela ke kulama mark lana ke atransferwa isona ke isibhamu uma ngabe sekudutshulwa ke ngathola ukuthi impela ke kunama characteristics ahlanganisiwe noma ke awodwa ke noma uma ehlangene noma ayihambela ewodwa kulama mark lawo akhona ke kuzona inhlamvu lezi ezayisetshenziswa njengobufakazi kanye ke nalezo inhlamvu ekhulunywa ngazo ku paragraph 3.1 kanye no 8.2 lokho okwaba inkomba yokuthi inhlamvu ekhulunywa ngayo ku 3.1 impela yadutshulwa ke noma iphuma kwisibhamu lesi noma ipistol le ekhulunywa ngayo ku 7.1.
Just once again, sorry, Colonel, if you can just refresh our memories, what are the exhibits mentioned in 3.1?
The exhibit mentioned in 3.1, it's one fired 9mm caliber bullet, which is marked 217-267/14A2.
Sorry. Ku 3.1 kukhulunywa ke ngebullet eyodwa ke eye 9mm eyayiseyidutshuliwe ke eyamarkwa u217-267/14A2.
And where does it come from?
It's the bullet from the crime scene.
Inhlamvu ke lena eyayibuya kwindawo yesigameko.
And 7.1?
7.1, it's one 9mm parabellum caliber CZ75 single and double action semi-automatic pistol with serial number obliterated, and it was marked 34369/15 on the trigger guard and one magazine.
Bese kuthi ke u7.1 ile isibhamu ke lesi ke esodwa se9mm iparabellum ekuyi CZ model is75 isingle kanye nayo ke idouble action semi-automatic pistol eyayine serial number eyayisuliwe eyamakwa u34369/15 khona ke la kwi trigger guard la bebonise khona ke kanye nemagazine eyodwa.
And which firearm is it?
It's the firearm that I booked out at the SAP-13 at Cleveland SAPS.
Isibhamu ke lesi engayo sikhipha ke ku SAP-13 eCleveland noma ke emaphoyiseni ase Cleveland.
Is it in court today?
It's the firearm that I'm having here with me, my lord.
Ile
The same firearm.
sisibhamu engisiphethe la kumina ke namhlanje.
So in simple terms, what does this paragraph mean, 9.1?
Paragraph 9.1 means that the bullet that was recovered from the firearm, from the crime scene, was fired from this firearm.
Lokho okukushoyo ukuthi inhlamvu eyatholakala kwindawo yesigameko inhlamvu eyayiphuma kulesi sibhamu lesi esiphambi kwenkantolo.
Yes, you may proceed.
Right, my lord, what we normally do at the lab is, if I have a comparison to do on exhibits and tests, I'll go to the microscope, compare them on the microscope, as I have illustrated there, where you put your exhibits on the left and then on the microscope, when you look through it, you can see both items, you start matching them. Once we have a match on it, or even if it's a negative, but to confirm that, I'll call one of my colleagues to come and confirm if my findings are correct. And in this instance, I've asked more than, I think it was 4 colleagues to confirm that, all of them confirmed that, but only one signed the confirmation form. And it was Lieutenant Colonel Serreo who confirmed the case for me that the bullets were.
Sorry, Lieutenant Colonel?
Serreo.
Serreo.
Yes.
Can all those people come and give evidence? So that's
Yes, indeed, we will be calling Colonel Serreo.
Serreo.
Yes.
Is that the one who signed?
He will
He's
sign.
the one who confirmed.
Uthi ke umechaza ke uKenneth ukuthi uma ke ngiqhathanisile noma kukhona ke engikutholile ngisho noma ke sekungasahlangane ke seku negative ke osikwenzayo ukuthi sibiza ke ozakwethu labo esisebenza nabo ukuthi baze ke bazofakaza ke noma babone ukuthi lokho engikutholile ngempela kuyiqiniso yini la kumina ke bawu4 engababiza bonke ke babe sinikeza ke isiqiniseko sokuthi impela ke lokho engikutholile nabo ke bayabona kodwa ke uyedwa kuphela owasayinda kwaba uyena uKennel Sirewo bathi ke bazombiza ke ukuthi impela ke azokufakaza lokho.
So, Lieutenant Colonel, you're still carrying out a demonstration? You're still carrying out a demonstration?
So when we do the comparison, as I said, you look at the striations, you're matching striations. Now, in terms of firearm comparison, we use the 3D or the 2D, whereby you can look at the matching striations on your bullets and on your test. Now, with the CMJ, what you are looking at is your striations. You might not see the striations matching on one groove. What you'll do is you'll look at different grooves. Now, in this instance, what I could find was there's striations matching on one groove, and where the bullet twisting, those markings will be on one side, but you can't find them on the other side of the same groove. You go to another groove. On the other groove, you can see the striation matched on that. And on that, you can say that based on the fact that you found them, the matching striation, not on only one groove, you can conclude by saying that it's a positive ID.
Masebenzisa yona ke le inhlamvu abayibiza ngokuthi ke i-CMJ ngenzeka uma ubheka ke lama line ababiza ukuthi ama striations ukuthi ungayithola kwi groove eyodwa uma usundlulela kwenye ke ungayiboni ke kodwa uphinde uye kwenye ke uyibone ke lokho kusho ukuthi ke impela ke kuyasho ukuthi ke kuyahlangana ke ngoba uyitholile iline noma ku striation eyodwa ku groove eyodwa wasephinde futhi uyayithola nakwelandelayo.
Now, how many matching striations are necessary to come to the conclusion that there's a positive match?
Well, on different grooves, what I could say was, what normally do is like when you look at the fingerprints for a positive match, you have to get at least 7 matchings. Now on this, on firearm examination, what we do is the criteria that we use is it's 6 matching striations on one groove, or you can get a set of 2 or 2 sets of 3 matching striations on different grooves. Then it makes a hit.
Wenza ke isibonelo ngama fingerprints ukuthi ke kuma fingerprints ukuze utholeke ukuthi impela ke ayahlangana uma uwaqhathanisa ufanele utholeke ama features awu7 kodwa ke lana ke sibheka u6 kodwa uma kuukuthi ke uthola 2 kodwa ke ngawu3 kuma ngawu3 abohlukene nalapho uyakwazi ukuhlanganisa ukuthi ke upositive low.
Yes, but in this instance, how many striations did you find on each groove?
On each groove, my lord, I found on the first groove that I've matched, I found 6 matching striations.
Ku groove yokuqala ke engayiqhathanisa ke ngathola ke ama lines la abizwa ukuthi ama striation awu6.
Then on the other groove, I found 5 matching striations.
Kwaze kuthi ke kwi groove elandelayo ke ngathola awu5.
On the other groove, I found 2 matching striations, of which the pattern is different from the others. So here we're looking at the striation and the pattern.
Lana ke kodwa kulena ke ngathola 2 kodwa ke ubheke ke indlela angayo ke ukuthi ke yahlukile yona lokho kubizwa ngokuthi ke i-pattern.
Yes, I use those 3, my lord.
Ngasebenzisa lezo eziwu3.
Did you prepare a court chart to demonstrate the match?
That's correct, my lord. I prepared a code chart for that.
Kune code chart ke engiyenzile ke ukuba ukukhombisa khona lokho ke engikhuluma ngako.
But please, my lord, The court chart has been handed out this morning as Exhibit X in brackets 13, E1
E1?
up to E5.
Yeah.
Yes. If you can take the court through the court chart, it's also there on the screen.
On the court chart that I have prepared, my lord, you have the first striation there. You have this one.
La khomba khona-ke ila athi khona-ke
You have this
umugqa
one.
wokuqala,
You have here,
elandelayo,
and you have there.
enye naleya.
All these striations are matching. It's a
Zonke
continuation of a line from one exhibit to the other side.
uqhubekeka-ke kwawo-ke ama-line kusuka kwenye-ke ukudlulela kwelandelayo.
Yeah, just maybe for record purpose, just indicate which one is the test bullet and which one is the
As I
Exhibit
explained, my
bullet.
lord, on your microscope, your exhibit will be on your left-hand side, your
Yeah.
test will be on your right-hand side. When you look at it, this is the exhibit bullet, and then this side is the test bullet.
Ilena-ke ubufakazi lena engabu-left inhlamvu bese kuthi le eku-right ilena ekuyiyona-ke iyo ekutestwa ngayo.
yes, you may proceed.
When you look at this one, this is where I said the pattern, there it matches. Then you have a thick line or a thick pattern of it, which continues, starts from this side, continues that side. Here you can see there's a mesh on it, and then here it's not clear, but you can see it when you watch, when you're looking at
Kubonakala-ke
it on the
lapha phezulu
microscope.
kodwa uma ubheka lana ezansi-ke la akhuluma khona-ke nge-pattern nokuthi futhi-ke iyahlangana.
This one is the same as the previous one.
Ilena-ke efana nale endlulile.
When you look into this one also, your striations this side on the exhibit bullet continues that side on the test bullet.
Uma
So there
ubheka-ke
you have your
lama
matching
marks lana-ke noma
striations.
lama line-ke iyaqhubeka-ke lana ku-left-ke iya kulena-ke ekutestwa ngayo ku-right.
Yes, how many striations did you find there?
On this one, you have the first one there. You have this one too. You have the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, and then the sixth one is this one.
Awu-6-ke uma iwabala-ke lana athi awawathola-ke.
Yes, you may proceed.
The previous one and this one is the same one.
Lena endlulile nalena ziyafana.
Yes, thank you. Right, you can proceed. I think we're at paragraph 9.2.
In paragraph 9.2, the bullet fragment mentioned in 3.2 is unsuitable for microscopic comparison due to damage.
Bese kuthi-ke inhlamvu-ke lena yona-ke eyayilimeleke ekhulunywa ngayo ku-3.2 yona-ke ayikho kwisimo-ke sokuthi yayingaqhathaniswa-ke ngenxa yokuthi-ke yayilimele.
In paragraph 10, the conclusions arrived at were based on facts established by means of an examination and processes which requires knowledge and skill in ballistics.
Lokho-ke noma-ke engafikelela kukona-ke ekugcineni-ke ngasho ukuthi kuyikona-ke kwakungenxa-ke yeqiniso kanye namaqiniso-ke noma-ke ama-facts nokuthi lokho ukuthola ngokuthi-ke ubheke-ke noma uhlole-ke lokho kuhlola lokho okufuna-ke ukuthi ulwazi-ke kanye futhi-ke neskill kuwona ama-ballistic.
Paragraph 11, after examination, the exhibits mentioned in paragraph 3, 4, and 5 were disposed as follows.
Yes.
On the 23rd of July 2020, the exhibits mentioned and tests mentioned in paragraph 3.1, 3.2, and 8.2 were sealed in evidence bag with number PA 60042107772 and are filed in case file with lab number 217267, which is the Phosphorus case file.
Kwase kuthi ke emuva kokuthi kwahlolwa ke ubufakazi lobu obuchaziwe ku paragraph 3, 4 kanye no 5 ke kwezwa lokho kulandelayo ke ngako nge 23 zika July 2020 ama exhibits kanye nama test ke ashiwo ke ku 3.1, 3.2 kanye no 8.2 ase efakwa ke kwisikhwama sobufakazi esine number eUPA 60042107772 ase egcinwa ke noma efayilwa ke kuyona ke i-case file ene lab 0217267114 ekuyena ke yase Phosphorus.
And on the same day, the test mentioned in 4.1 and 4.2 were sealed in evidence bag with number PA 60042107765 and were filed in case file with lab number 34369/15, which is the Cleveland case file.
Kwase kuthi ngalelo langa ke ama test ke la khulunywa ngawo ku 4.1 kanye no 4.2 asefakwa ke esikhwameni sobufakazi esine number eUPA 60042107765 afayilwa ke kuyona ke i-case file yase lab EU34369/15 ekuyile yase Cleveland.
Paragraph 11.3. On the 27th of July, the exhibits mentioned in paragraph 7 were sealed in evidence bag with number PA 400440432 and were handed over to the SAP 13 store in Cleveland SAPS.
Nge 27 zika July 2020 ama exhibits ekhulunywa ngawo ku paragraph 7 avalelwa noma afakwa ke kwisikhwama sase sivalwa ke sobufakazi esine number eUPA 400440432 ase endluliselwa ke ku SAP 13 store eyase Cleveland amaphoyiseni.
And once again, was an entry made in this regard when the exhibits were returned?
That's correct, Madam.
Uma ke lokhu sekubuyiselwa khona ke eCleveland nalapho ke kwabhalwa ke ukuthi kwabuyiselwa.
Can I ask you to once again to turn to exhibit X in brackets 2, the 4th page thereof, on the date 27 July 2020. So what is the entry?
Right on the 27th of July 2020. I can't see what is written here, but I can see 3.1 to 3.3 booked back by Lieutenant Colonel C. Mangena.
Lana ke 27 zika July 2020 ithi item 3.1 to 3.3 lase sibuyiselwa ke by Lieutenant Lieutenant Colonel Mangena.
And what happened after you booked the exhibits back in?
Right, my lord. After booking in the exhibit as a SAP 13, the investigating officer, Brigadier Gininda, booked them out and said he wants to keep them, remove them from the station for safekeeping. So
Emuva kokuthi ngayithatha ke noma lawo ma exhibit lawo ngawasa khona ke eCleveland wahamba ke umphenyi wecala uBrigadier Gininda wathi ke ufuna uwagcina ke kuyena ke ngamagama ufuna ukuthi awasuseke epolice station.
Yes.
he said he wanted to keep them safe until the court proceedings, and he feels it's not safe there at the station, but he doesn't have a safe. So he requested me, since I have an exhibit safe at work that I keep all my exhibits, I can take the firearm, he will book it back to me where I can sign that I'm keeping the exhibit with me. And then he brought the exhibit to me at the lab, and I kept them in a safe.
Ngoba ethi ke yena ke wayefila ke ukuthi ke awakho safe ke epolice station uyawakhipha ke ngoba wathi ke futhi ke akanayo ke isafe ke yena ke uyacela ke ukuthi mina ngiwagcine kumina ke lab.
And just for record purposes, what were these exhibits that you kept in your safe at the lab?
The exhibits that I kept in the lab were the firearm and the box of ammunition that I've just. They were kept in my safe, exhibit safe, since the same day that we took them back from the station until today when I bring them to court.
Ngikhuluma ngaso isibhamu kanye ke nebox lena ke zakhishwa ke ngaleli langa lena ke engikhuluma ngalo ukuthi ke ubrigadier Ginyenda wayikhipha ke epolice station kwaze kwanamuhla zagcinwa ke esafini yami kwaze kwanamuhla ke njengoba ngiza nazo la enkantolo.